Investing can be a psychological warfare, especially in crypto. Today we're going to cover 3 death traps that you shouldn't fall into, especially now in this next cycle. My name is mikemadz. Let's start this video. Before we start the video, as always, please do me a favor. Please like, comment below, check out my links in the description, and subscribe. Alright, let's stop wasting time and jump straight into it. Feeling FOMO, or feeling the fear when the dip happens and panic selling at bottoms, is unfortunately a very, very human and a very normal thing. Okay, it happens especially to beginners, of course, but also experienced traders and overall investors do experience those feelings, and this is why it's important to have a system, certain metrics that you act on. Okay, why? Because at the end of the day, if you don't have those, you will act on your emotions, and emotional investing most probably 9 out of 10 times will get you absolutely wrecked. And this is why we're going to cover 3 death traps you should definitely avoid in order to be a successful trader. Let's go. All right, the first trap you should definitely not fall into in the future is the anchoring trap. What does it mean? That is basically the over-reliance of what you originally think about a project. Let's take an example here of a company you may or may not know anymore, and that is Nokia. Back in the day, everybody knew Nokia, and nobody was expecting Nokia to be dead in the future. And they made mistakes, they didn't catch up with the technology, and they made wrong decisions. And of course, today, most people don't actually know Nokia anymore. Same thing actually is in crypto. People invest into altcoins especially, just because the performance of one pump was amazing, believing that that project or coin will pump again and will survive the bear market. Reality is, most altcoins will never see the all-time high again. And this is why you have to pick and choose quality projects and do your own research, of course, in order to gauge if there is any hope for the future for that certain project. So to sum it up, just because you have that certain opinion about a project does not mean it will survive, guys. It's a very hard psychological trick to overcome. And this is why you always have to take a couple steps back, check the metrics. Of course, if the metrics are going in the right direction and the community is there, development is still there, and of course the price action still matches your opinion, then of course there's nothing wrong to keep DCing in this project. However, always make sure you're not blinded by your own personal opinion on the project. Okay, very, very important. All right, second trap most people fall into, including myself, is the sunk cost trap. Why? Because you invested in a project, you have monetary value, money that you worked hard for, most probably, invested in a project, and you keep on holding on that dream that it's gonna moon sooner or later. That's very, very dangerous. Why? Because you add your emotional power into a project, and this is very hard to overcome. Why? Because not only do you have emotional connection to that project, you also have monetary value locked in there, making it hard to change your decision based on real data. Okay, so very, very important also here. The danger here especially is having money in a failed project while other projects are thriving, and this is also a missed opportunity here, and mismanagement of monetary power you can use to make proper gains on other projects. Take something like Shiba Inu, maybe it might pump in the future, most probably it will actually. However, take projects like mini altcoins that will never recover again, take that money out and just invest it in something that has value, most probably will go up in the future. So don't fall for the sunk cost trap. All right, last trap, but very, very relevant trap. Why? Because most people are in that state, especially in crypto, including myself. However, for a certain reason, of course, for reasons that make sense. However, in certain projects, those reasons don't make sense. And that is the irrational exuberance trap. What is that? It simply is that you expect a past performance to repeat again. So basically believing that the past equals the future, and that everybody does in crypto. Why? Because we simply believe that crypto will thrive in the future. However, with certain projects, that's a very, very, very dangerous thing to do, because the past simply does not dictate the future. That also comes into returns. Projects will not always give the same returns. There is something called diminishing returns. The past might rhyme, but it never repeats, guys. Okay, so we never know what's going to happen here. Yes, we sit there and try to guess ways on how the market will evolve. Believe it or not, we might actually pump to 100K tomorrow, guys. Theoretically, it is a possibility. However, of course, I don't think so. So if you see someone speaking with a 100% certainty and being very deterministic about his views, it's definitely a red flag to me, because there is simply no certainty in these markets. Yes, of course, there are patterns that are playing similarly to past cycles, and we have some sort of cycle theories floating around. However, there is no certainty. I know most people don't like to hear that, but this is unfortunately the truth, guys, okay? All right, coming to the end of the video, things to do in order not to fall for most traps are: do your own research. Always don't rely on opinions of others. Second thing is check the metrics, guys. Check the transactions, check the developer activity, check how a project is doing, in which direction it's going. The third thing is you have to accept that sooner or later you will fall for your own emotions, but you have to learn from those decisions in order to be better in the future, okay? At the end of the day, guys, the most important thing is be bullish on yourself, as always, do your own research, and don't get wrecked.